Hi everybody, welcome back to Andrea Fontana Beauty. If you're new here, welcome. I film a lot of makeup videos and today we are recreating the look that I wore a couple days ago to a family wedding. It was pretty glam, really fun, and you guys really loved it. And when I asked you if you wanted me to recreate it for you, it was a unanimous yes. So here we are. I am really excited to show you this look, so I'm just gonna try not to have too crazy long of an intro. I'm gonna zoom you in and we're gonna get started. I'm gonna try to do everything as exact as I did for the wedding, minus two things. First, I forgot my lipstick at my friend's house that I wore that night, so I'm just gonna put on a different liquid red lipstick to give you a similar effect. And two, I'm not gonna pop the fake eyelashes on just because I don't want to put them on just for this video, but you'll get the idea. You'll still understand how to do the whole look if you want to recreate it. It was super fun and I really enjoyed wearing it. So to get started, I'm gonna start with my Pixi Glow Mist, and I didn't feel like wearing a primer that day, so I just started with a quick little spritz of that to get us going, and now I'm gonna go in to my brows. I'm gonna start with the CoverGirl, I think it's called the Easy Breezy Brow Gel. Whoa, went a little crazy right there. Easy to fix though. So I'm gonna start by just kind of doing an overview of the shape of my brows, just so that we can really hold them in place. Like that. And then I'm going to take my NYX Micro Brow Pencil in black, and I'm just gently going to fill in through the tail right there. Just because this is more of a full makeup look, so I want the brows to be a little more special, a little more full. So yeah, just kind of getting those tails. There we go, nice and full. Next, we're gonna go in with our Fenty eye primer. Eyeshadow primer. This is the Pro Filter, I think amplifying eyeshadow primer, something like that. And using my ring finger, I'm just going to gently tap that in from lash line to brow bone. Okay, so the two palettes that I used to create this look are the Nudes by Juvia's Place, which is this beautiful, really nice and natural palette. And then I also used the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette. So I'm gonna show you that without blinding you. We're gonna start by taking this peach shade right up here, and we're just going to buff that all over the eye. Just like that. See how that like just gives us a nice even base to start with. It's really important because it really helps make sure that everything blends really nicely for us. Next, in the Huda palette, using a fluffy brush, I'm gonna go in with the shade Crash, which is this kind of like taupey medium gray brown color, and we're just gonna go right into the crease, windshield wiper motions all the way across. Okay, just like that. We're gonna start building the shape of this. Okay, like that. Then what I'm going to do is take the shade Karma, which is right below, and it's a little bit rosier, mauvier, and I'm going to tap it right in that outer corner and kind of like wiggle it to give us some outer dimension. Now, if you have a hard time getting the colors to go right where you want, if you're newer to makeup, I would suggest using a smaller brush like this first to apply your product right where you want it, and then you can go in with a fluffy brush with no product on it and buff it out. It's a little bit easier when you're getting used to placing colors and like learning the creases and the angles of your eyes. It's a little bit easier to do it with if you apply the product first and then you try to blend. Next, we're gonna take a little bit of the exact same color and I'm going to very gently put this right in the inner corner. So I'm gonna show you. I'm just gonna, again, kind of like tap it in and wiggle it. And do you see how that kind of starts to place? We're creating a halo eye. That's what this technique is called. Same thing on the other side. We're aiming for the inner corner of the lid. Now it's really important that we put that crease color down first because that is going to allow us to blend these inner and outer corners evenly. Because what I like to do is kind of like, once we've got them good and blended, in and out like that. Okay, now we're gonna go back to the nudes palette. We're gonna use this brown right here. So we just used like a very cool toned pale mauve-y color. And now we're gonna go in with this one, which is like slightly warmer and it's more of a brown. And that's just gonna intensify this a little bit more, as you can see. We're literally doing the exact same thing we just did. We're simply putting it on the tip of our brush and then placing it where we want it and gently wiggling it to get the color right where we want it. Inner and outer again. And then when you've blended it in, go back and forth. Okay, so now you can see where we haven't placed any color yet, right in the center of the lid. Before we add something there, I'm actually gonna go in with, this is one of my favorite brushes, you know this, I use this in all of my makeup looks, is an angled flat, can you see that? An angled flat brush. It's fluffy, so it allows us to blend out the brow bone really easily. And if you don't have this brush, you can use just like a plain blending brush, but I like it because it just allows us to really make sure that all those edges are seamless and everything is blended nicely. Okay, so next we're gonna go in with a flat shader brush to apply our lid color, and I am gonna spray my brush with some of my Pixi setting spray, my glow mist, and I'm gonna go into this top shade right here, this light gold, kind of like working it in, and I'm gonna place it right in the center of the lid. So you can see right where I'm putting that. That space that we haven't really been putting any color on. Now the whole purpose of a halo eye is to add this dimension so that the eyes look rounder, bigger. It'll make your lid look really nice and bright. So I know this is kind of, we just want that color impact. Don't worry about the edges necessarily and how blended it is. Just add that color onto the lid. Okay? Just like that. And then without adding any extra product, we're gonna go back in with that same fluffy brush and we're gonna start by blending through the crease like that, and then gently blending the lid and the inner and outer corners together, just like that. See? Super soft and pretty. Now, if you accidentally put your lid color too far out and it starts to kind of like get on the matte areas where you've added the inner and outer colors, you can easily go back in now, which I like to do this sometimes, and go back in. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of this deeper brown color and just continue to intensify The whole point is that you want this to look really blended and seamless. Okay, just like that. So you can see this look isn't like super dark. It's more so about where you place the colors and how you do the dimension. Okay, so that's gonna be it for the moment for the eyeshadow. We're actually going to move on now to the foundation. So I'm using the Makeup Forever HD Y375 is the shade. I did not mix this. I went for a pretty full coverage look because this was a formal wedding. So I wanted to make sure that I like to view my makeup as an accessory. I mean, always, but especially when I have a formal event, I like to do a special makeup. So I'm blending that in. This foundation is one of my favorites for special events because it photographs so nicely and the finish is beautiful. It lasts a long time. It's just a really great foundation. Back when I used to offer traditional makeup applications, not just airbrush, I always used to keep this guy on hand. So I'm gonna add a little extra coverage to the cheeks because that's where I tend to have some redness. All right, next I'm gonna go in with my NARS Creamy Concealer, or Radiant Creamy Concealer. Looking cute. And I'm just tapping this in to all the areas that I want to conceal, but also brighten. Next, using the Laura Mercier setting powder, translucent setting powder, I'm going to set under the eyes. Now normally I only set like under the eyes and where I have some scarring, like where I conceal, but on Saturday I was worried about the humidity and getting oily, so I basically set my whole T-zone. I just really wanted this makeup to stay put. Looking good. Next, we're gonna do a little contour using the Tarte Park Avenue Princess. And I'm gonna start right here on the outer angles of the face. And yeah, look at the difference. Really sharpen that up. Honestly, this is probably the most makeup that I've worn in a long time because of quarantine. So I was having a lot of fun. Like, if I'm gonna go full glam, like I'm gonna go full glam. So I even wore fake lashes, which I don't always do, but it was fun. I'm gonna add a little to the chin. Okay, next for blush, I actually did a combo. I did, I've been really loving this Pixi On The Glow blush in Is this the shade Juicy? Yeah, Juicy. It's a pretty corally color. So what I did is I put some on my ring and middle fingers, and then I kind of used it as a base to give me a nice warmth, and just blend that out like that. Then, okay, let's make sure we're even. What I did is I've also been loving, you know that I did a tutorial in May maybe, or April. And that tutorial was a face full of drugstore products. And I picked up this e.l.f. duo in Lychee. And I love both the blush and the highlighter. So I'm gonna go in with my blush brush and some of the highlight, or the blush, excuse me. I'm just gonna pop that on top of where I just applied that liquid blush, and it just like, I like the combination of the two because this one's a little more natural and the other one's a little more orange, and I just feel like they really complement each other. Then what I'm gonna do is just blend out any edges, which I like to always do. With, this is the setting brush, or yeah, the setting brush that I use for under the eyes. I like to kind of, then I'm gonna go in with my highlighter brush. I'm gonna go in with the highlighter that's in this duo and barely tap it in and just apply a little bit right there. You can see that? It's very easy to do too much with this guy. So again, what I like to do is go in with that powder brush afterwards and kind of blend it out a little bit. Yes, I love it. So again, it always looks so intense. Like I have so much blush on. I don't know what it is about blush, but I promise you, it does not look like this in person. I mean, it looks like I have blush on, but maybe I'll do a little tappage with the foundation brush. Does that help? No. I think it's just, it is what it is. Okay, next, we're gonna finish off the eyes, and what I did was I took a detail brush and went with this brown down here, and I, starting on the outside, right here, blended it in, but then I kind of like blended it up into the shape of the eye look. Do you see the difference there? This just like is a little more, it's not by any means a dark brown. But just kind of give a little extra drama. That's that. Then we're gonna spray the face, do some mascara and lips, and that's seriously it, guys. This look is that easy. Okay, I totally lied. Before we do the mascara, what I like to do anytime I do a halo eye is when I'm done with the whole face, before I put my mascara on, I like to take my ring finger, get a little bit of that lid color, and just tap it on for a little extra color impact. Just right in the center, like that. Just a little extra, so that we stay nice and vibrant. Okay, now I'm gonna do my mascara, and I'll meet you back here for lips. All right, so here is the finished look before lips, but we're gonna add some lips. So again, this is not the lip product that I used when I showed you on Instagram, but I will link the one I did use and also this one. This is the Retro Matte Liquid Lip Color by MAC in the shade Feels So Grand. This one feels like nothing on the lips, which I really love. I will say I love the applicator of this one because it's so easy to get that fine point. I mean, like, what? This might be my favorite makeup look that I've done in a really long time. I love it. And it's definitely a contender for my wedding day because I love it. It looks, all right, here's the finished look. What do you guys think of this one? I love it because it's like not super dark, but still pretty dramatic. It's a really great wedding guest makeup. I think it looks really nice and fresh for summer. I've always loved a combo of gold with red lips. I just think it is a classic, beautiful, beautiful look. And this one is a really fun way to get a little dimension, and it's really not that hard. I hope you feel like you can do it. If you recreate the look, make sure that you tag me on Instagram at AndreaFontanaBeauty. And if you ever have requests of looks that you want to see me do, be sure to comment or message me. Don't forget to subscribe and definitely like this video. It's the easiest way that you can support Andrea Fontana Beauty so I can continue to make you free content. And I hope that you will come back and see me for my next one. Bye!